along with yogic practices, being in touch with earth and other elements of life would make life very strong. And it's important that you live strong. Living strong does not mean just all muscle kind of strength. The essential structure of life within you must be strong. Not just for the sake of health, not just for the sake of countering external invasions of bacteria, virus and other ailments, but even for a spiritual process, it's very important that you have a strong and stable physical system so that when you fire up your energies, if you open up your genius, it should not hurt. Having a very stable platform of one's physical structure, when I say physical structure, it includes the body and also the energetic system. If you have a strong basis, then taking this high will become possible. Only if the earth that you stand on is stable, will you want to rise high. If where you stand is not stable, the stage on which you are is not stable, forget about dancing, you're not even going to walk. You will be so scared, you will want to lie down because it's unstable. So, we see this everywhere, a whole lot of human beings who raise their performance of life by touching a chord of genius within themselves, unfortunately suffer enormous instabilities, profound sufferings. So many artists have committed suicide, so many are suffering with mental disabilities. This is essentially because they touched a chord of their genius, and the overflow of genius will cause enormous damage to them simply because they did not create a strong and stable base. Creating a strong and stable life, living strong is very important. For this, there are practices of course, but apart from that, being in touch with the five elements of nature: earth, water, air, fire and akash. Without this, you will not strengthen the body. These days, everybody living in small cubicles where temperature is always 69 or 70 degrees Fahrenheit is not the way to live. It's very important that you are exposed to the ways of the world. When I say ways of the world, I am not talking about what's happening in Mumbai, New York or Los Angeles, not those kind of ways. The ways of the world are like this. There is wind, there is chill, there is water, there is air, there is fire, all these things are there. It is very, very important that you are exposed to the ways of the world. Let's get this expression right. The ways of the world are not the ways that we create. The ways of the world is the way the world is. To be in touch with that, very, very important. To spread out human populations so that they don't have to live in cubicles of so-called comfort, which is weakening the very system. It is important to create a very strong life within you. Only if you do this, your ability to rise in terms of creativity, in terms of activity and for highest levels of spiritual experience also, you need a stable body, otherwise when you rise, something will collapse. It's my wish and my blessing. Every one of you must live strong.
Oh, definitely. It's not because our genes have become weak, we have become weak. Because we have become weak, the next generation will be weaker, unless they really strive. There is substantial scientific evidence to show within a single generation the genetic structure of a particular family or whatever can deteriorate. There is enough evidence to show that. Of course, it can always be revived, but will revival happen, is the question. when you're going to have an electric car to drive from your sitting room to bedroom, or you drive your bed wherever you go to the office, it may happen. Maybe you drive in your bed to your office and work there and sleep there, and because everything is touch of button, or touching buttons also will go away. Probably if you verbally say it, everything will get typed and all the work gets done. And you don't have to use either your body or your brains in any great length. Definitely in a single generation we can fall dramatically. I think it's happening at an alarming rate. If you look at the children today, simple things that all kids would be capable of when we were growing up, today is like circus for a whole lot of children. Only very athletic ones can do it. I was speaking to a group of very elite group in Chennai. Today, these young couples and others who are very well-to-do and in industry and things, they all pride themselves that they are all doing fitness, they're walking on the treadmill, some of them are cycling, and of course all the ladies wearing zero size whatever stuff. They think they're fit. So I asked them a simple question, suppose all you guys are walking on the street, if a tiger came or a flood came or something happened, how many of you can just climb this tree and save your life? How many of you can do this? Only the menial laborers, those who are doing laborer's job on the street, somebody who's building the road or somebody who's digging a hole somewhere, only that guy will save himself, none of you will be able to climb a tree. They said, yes. Then that means what? This is not fitness, you can only walk on treadmill and wear zero size by eating only salads. If you eat anything more, you'll have indigestion. This is not fitness. You think you're fit if you look trim and fit into a particular kind of thing. No, the very sinuses of life within you have become weak. I know this very well because I find it's almost impossible to initiate, I would say, among the people that I meet, there may be people in rural areas who are capable of this, but among the people who come to us, 90% of the people are unfit for any kind of strong Kriya Yoga, because they don't have the body to do it. They may have the wish to do it, but they don't have the body to do it. Their fundamental physical structure, they may look okay, they may look reasonably fit, they can walk, they can do things, but they're not fundamentally strong within themselves. The basic structure is not very strong. That weakening is happening dramatically, and as these technologies make you do less and less, both in body and brain, I think it's a very serious affair, very, very serious affair. It is the survival. Probably that is how we will decimate ourselves, not by bombs or fire or ice or whatever. Probably we just kind of peter out, that we won't have the strength to exist by ourselves. And I don't know. Right now I know a whole lot of people beyond 80, 85 are on kind of different types of life support. This need for life support, the age at which life support is needed, I'm just thinking, I don't have all the facts on this, but I'm thinking in 50 years' time, if we continue like this, the age at which human beings need life support may come down dramatically by 10-15 years than what it is right now. And that is serious weakening of human structure, and the next generation that generation reproduces will definitely inherit that. And the genetic structure, if it weakens over a period of time, it's definitely of concern. So one of the things that we need to do, the reason when we set up the yoga center in America, we set up a 1,300-acre ashram. Everybody said, this is crazy, Sadhguru, we must buy 25 acres next to Atlanta and do the ashram. I said, the purpose of the ashram is not just to have a center and meditate and whatever, it's to regenerate life. I'm not just saying one ashram is going to save this, but it is needed in many, many places. This needs to happen, that we have to go back to the land, we have to live with the 5 elements, we have to be exposed to the earth, we have to be exposed to the sky, to the rain. These things need to happen without being in communication with all the five elements, without being in communion with all the forces of life. All the forces of life are not just within your body, it's just all over the place. Without rapport with it, without confronting it, without every day being in touch with it, life doesn't happen strong. We need to live strong. That is the purpose of yoga, not just being frail and eating vegetables and closing your eyes, that's not just that.
தேவர் முதல் காணாத திருநடந்தந்தாண்டு கொண்டு